Greetings, fellow city builders. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome to my Foundation Endgame City Tour. This city is on classic default settings with nothing enhanced. And with that said, let's take that city tour. So at the moment, we are looking over our manor, which has a small detailed garden here, and in the back you see our castle, massive castle, and we have our belfry here. So we're gonna look at all those things slowly yet surely. So let's take a look at first the overview of the city, and regarding the map, this is what I have unlocked so far, and I'm not sure if I want to proceed anymore because right now everything is pretty much balanced. Let's. So I started off, and you can see we are in the positive. Not a lot of people are complaining. We are nearly at 800 population, and yeah. So let's tour where I started. So the city started roughly around here. So I started populating on this side, and we have our other manor here, which I have my very first belfry. What I've learned is, oh, by the way, the belfry is unlocked. I have everything unlocked as well. Is unlocked here, and you can have more than one. It says it increases the happiness of your citizens or your population, but I don't know its actual radius. So I'm not completely sure if this is the most efficient location of where it should be. Nevertheless, this is my manor design. I like how I have these entrance arcs on the side. I think it looks pretty neat. There seems to be a hole here. I probably should have attached it, or I wasn't aware that it wasn't attached. In any case, this looks very, very neat. It is yet to be fully designed, right? I haven't put anything in the interior or exterior. I did some here. And of course, the reason why I haven't done that is there's a lot of things to manage in this game. You're gonna find that as you play, right? There's either somebody complaining or something you need to deal with before your city starts to slowly collapse. And here I have space to add more things. If I needed to, I can expand a bit further. And here I made my very first wall. This was literally my first wall that I've ever made when in my playthroughs, right? And here, of course, I expanded to the left. I started creating my wheat farms on here on the left, and on the bottom and on the top we have our dairy farms to create milk and whatnot so that we can produce cheese. So this is our cheese production, our wheat. This is fairly good enough for the whole city of 800. And we also have other resources of where we're getting that. We're also purchasing. So if we look at my royal book, we go to our resource. These are the things I'm buying, and at the rate. So for instance, at if it goes under 100, we start buying more. Same with wheat and these are the things that I sell. So this is how I kind of keep things positive. I could even lower this down. So we are generating above 400. If I make this 200 tools, we'll even have more weekly or daily income. I'm not sure how often this comes in, depending on how frequent the traders arrive, right? And then on the left, we have a resource here. For those who are starting out, these things are crucial to get simply because each resource node or whatever can have up to 4 workers compared to when you have just these things. These things can only have up to 2 mining at a time, so you should really look for these. Creating these, what do you call this? These mining things. All you have to do is just click on the hammer to build, and then just put in the quarry. I had trouble looking for this. I thought it was like a building here that you had to find, but no, it's directly on this, and it's available uh, instantly. You just have to click on the edit building. All right, but of course, you need to use your mandates and do your prospect in order to identify what these resources are. So here we have quartz, we have stone, and we have our iron deposits. And of course, make sure you have your storage is nearby, and things that will proceed to the next level after gathering the resources. So let's go on further. Here I have the city market. So for those who have not used the city market, these are basically the market stalls that are attached to the building, and you should really make use of these things because, for one thing, they serve both as a granary and a stall. So if you can see, here's the storage, and it can store up to 200 per slot compared to what a granary does. The only disadvantage of the city market is that it cannot store every type. So for instance here, I cannot store milk. I cannot store wheat. So you will still need to have a granary nearby in order to store those other things. So for instance, beer. I can't have beer here either. Uh, and here's again, here's the storage. And then here are the market stalls. You can have everything, including the goods. For the goods, you need to make sure that you have this structure, this other one, so it comes together, and then you just need to put in your stalls right next to them or attach them to them. Right, you have many slots. So what else is there? So yes, and this is where we originally started. We have another manor, and the manor, yeah, I had a lot of fun building this. The only problem was the time it took to construct. I think I'll be a lot smarter on how do I build things, or you just need to be patient. And of course, there's still room for improvement, and that's gonna be really fun. But I am mostly eager to start my YouTube series on how to get this far in the game, so that everyone can enjoy what I am enjoying in terms of progressing in the game and also balancing everything. Right here we have our tavern. Let's see. Yep, we have our tavern. This is where we're serving beer and whatnot. These are our innkeepers, so we have up to 22 people that can come in. And here is our rustic church. This was my very first church, that's why it's still straw, right? Well, all my other churches are at least made of stone. And towards this area is my industrial area. And here, for instance, I have blacksmith, ironsmith. You know, when you start off the game, you're gonna think you only need one or possibly two, but here you can see I have up to 4 charcoal huts. So you're gonna need a lot, especially when you get to around this population and towards end game. These here are my weapons construction. So when you start delving into military, we're gonna get to this eventually. When you get to this, it's going to be a little nightmarish, because if you are going to make a weapon, look how much it costs. 20 tools, 20 of that, and steel, which is 20, and it creates just one. And the problem is you cannot make steel, or unless I'm wrong, like there's nothing here that creates steel. But if I'm totally wrong, I would like please comment down below. So how do you get steel? Steel is gathered when you purchase it, and a steel costs. So I'm buying, or I was buying 200. How much is steel? Steel, when you buy it, it costs 16 coins. That's expensive. And what do you need the weapons for, by the way? That is to equip your military. And preferably you would have 100, which will accomplish the milestone, one of the milestones there. No, achievements. Apologies. Yeah, so there is different types of weapons as well. So there's steel sword, there's the regular sword. Of course, you just want to get the best one. There's also a third one. And also, so you got a steel sword, and it has its own different costs. You got a recurve bow. I think the last one is a longbow, and I also don't know how to make a longbow. I'm still learning the game, but so far I have enjoyed every minute of it, except for the time it takes to build things. Yeah, so this is just a heads up when you get to military endgame. but it does have its benefits, and we will get there. All right, so let's go ahead and continue the tour. Of course, I'm having my other watchtowers. If you're curious on why, this is exactly why. So you could have patrollers everywhere. And of course, this will also include your tax, right? Because you need to make sure you are picking up the tax so that this will help with this. So that's why I have it scattered around. And yes, again, try to get these nodes, these deposits, so you have more resource to be gathered. And the yep, so I started creating on this side. So we have again, our other necessities. And here's another expansion, or another area where I'm also making more. So you notice I still have more iron smelters. So if you think you had a lot, having two or three, no, you need more. So we're making common wares here. We got more of these. Yep, so welcome to endgame. And let's see. Yeah, that's just, I'm trying not to move too much so you could have a better look at the layout. And of course, I have an entire wall around the city. The advantage of this is you will barely see the cities or the buildings downgrading. They're pretty much consistent. The problem with the whole city wall is that if you need to extend the wall, you're unable to, and you can't create like an attachment. I think you can. I haven't really tried. So for instance, I wanted to make this, let's say these were houses, and then I wanted to create a wall here. I don't think it will consider it as attached. Like you can only attach one thing. I could be wrong. Somebody please correct me if I am mistaken. This I will skip for now. This is like my super end game. So I did, well, we are going to get there. So we have our castle there, but for our Monastery is still yet to be made. I have recently unlocked it, and all I need to do is I'm gonna have so much fun doing this. So, because this is the last one, so there's the Abyssal Church. So I can just attach this, right? There's so many things that I am definitely going to enjoy, and eventually the city uh, went across the river. And here, this is where I had my original castle. And this was wooden, right? When you were progressing, and then later we had stone, and it consumed a lot of space. And that's when I realized that this island is not enough. So I had to painfully relocate everything. It took me hours to do that. In any case, yep, we built across, gathering resources here, and we have our wall, right? This number of houses should suffice in order to house our workers. And here is our main castle. So I have this one I decorated. There's still a lot of work to do. I could still put stuff here, fix up the walls and whatnot, but I enjoy the interior. And this is the reward that you get for the reward that you get in order to make these guys cost let me look. I think it's in Deco. There you go. Court of Heroes, and the cost of this is insane. So it costs you, on the bottom you can see, you need 30 gold, 30 marble, 30 tools, and you also need a master worker. So these are all the different types of statues that you can make. So it's no fun task. The master worker is coming from your builder's workshop. You just need to have that extension. So these things here, stained glass workshop, uh, and what? Oops, we are in autosave. Right now, I don't have anyone there because we are not constructing any. And of course, we have our tavern right near our castle for the sake of happiness of our military when they return from battle. And of course, we have our food. Oh, and this is the second belfry I made. And the location of every castle that I'm going to build in every game is going to be on top of a cliff. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Looking over the city, that is fantastic. It is phenomenal. And then if you look at it from this end, that is just gorgeous. Yep. And let's see. Let's take a look at the military. So in the military side, uh, right now, since I'm doing this tutorial, you these things, if you haven't gone to it, so you need like three different types. I had a problem, like how do you make more? All you need to do is, let's say, click on a building, and then you need to create one of each. So for example, one bow encampment is equivalent to 5 units. So same here. So if you want 10, you need to add another one. Just keep adding one. uh, Took me a while to understand that. And what can you do with military? So with military, you have rewards. So these are the rewards. Look at that, 100 bread. So if you notice, I don't have a lot of farms, wheat, and whatnot. That's because we're just gathering the resources from our military spoils of war. Yep. So there's a lot of things you can get here. There you got the milk, and in terms of mission tier list, so you get an idea of what's here. And I'm working towards the last two. All I need are knights, so I am definitely in the end game. And yeah, so that is what I'm doing now. And all I'm gonna do is just auto click on army, send them to war, and then while they're in battle, I'm just going to spruce this up. We're going to extend this, and that should complete this city build. Anything else to showcase are my achievements throughout the game. So if we look at my achievements, you see that I have this one, which is pretty cool. The collect 5,000 tax coins in a single month. I am the 0.2%, but the other day I was actually 0.1, which is pretty nice to have this achievement. Towards the end, mostly these are all end game, like host a company of knights. So I am nearly done. There are some here where it says challenge rules are harder. So this requires a new game altogether. We're gonna do that towards the end, but for the meantime, I am just excited to showcase how to get to where I am, so that you don't have to worry about things like economy, people leaving and whatnot. Oh, I haven't like clicked on people moving in, but yeah. So this is it. So I hope to see you there, and keep on building.